Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Quell, and today we're going to talk about sexual assault again, but this time we're going to talk about it happening to young men. And the reason why I specifically want to talk about just young men is because a lot of the times we just hear about it and it's mostly concerning young women. But again, like I said in my last video, statistically, more young men are being, raped, molested, sodomized, whatever, however you want to word it, than young women, especially these days and the times we're in. So I just kind of want to touch on a few topics with that and how it affects young men. And no, I'm not a young man, but it happened to me, and I do know a few that it's happened to. And you'd be surprised at some of the young men that it's happened to and how it affects them even if they don't show it. And first, I would like to start off saying that I know a lot of young men, well, they're grown men now, we're almost in our 40s and, mid-30s, but that have been raped, molested, some sodomized. And what it does to these young boys is it messes with them. As a female, when we're molested, yeah, it makes us hypersexual, but it does the same for these young men. These young men grow up to be either over hypersexual, and I mean overtly sexual. So these are the guys you see running from woman to woman, just always want to have sex. And and it could be misconstrued because from the outside looking in, you're looking at it like, oh, he a hoe, he just want to mess with all these women and he just want to have sex all the time. And the funny thing is, inside, that's not what they're really feeling. Inside, when your sexuality is interrupted at an early age, what it does, it does make you hypersexual because it's like a trauma. It is a trauma, but it messes with your psyche. It breaks something that wasn't meant to be broken in that fashion. So you take that trauma, like with the trauma bonding, and you use that as to cope, because especially if it happens more than once, so it becomes a thing, it's a trigger, but it also soothes you. So half the time, these people that are being hypersexual, they don't even really want to be that way. It's just something that they feel like they have to do because it's something that their psyche is telling them is comfort to them. But anyway, first I want to speak on a lot of young men have lost their virginity to older women. And I mean that not like an older girl, like a grown-ass woman sleeping with a child or a teenage boy. And I don't care if the boys think it's okay, it's not. It's still rape. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was, reversed, it'd be statutory rape or rape, and it would be this big thing, kind of like when you see these teachers sleeping with these students. That's not okay. I don't care if these young boys think they want that, and a lot of times these young boys think they want it is because what they're seeing in these, TV shows, these videos, hearing in these songs, and half these people ain't even getting asked like they be talking. It's just, just to influence the masses. Again, part of being in the Matrix, everything is to downplay, degrade, make everybody look bad. Everything is just over sexualized, and just say it at the end of the day. And we need to really just sit back and again come together as a community to try to heal some of these traumas, to work with each other, to help each other, to stop judging. And especially with our young black men, I noticed this, that yes, when men are overly sexual, we kind of like, oh, he a dog, he a player. And when women do it, we just a hoe. Nobody never gets in to see. But we got to stop just dogging our men. Women, we go through a lot, but we bounce back. Our men aren't built like us. Believe it or not, they're supposed to be masculine and strong, but they don't have their emotions like we do. I know women that get their heart broken, myself included. Shit, damn near every relationship, you know what I'm saying? Somebody do something wrong, you get your heart broken. You be mad a month or two, if that, and then in a few weeks, you're like, F it, I'm over it, life goes on. But men, when they go through hurt, pain, and trauma, they don't take it that way. They hold on to that. They're harboring that pain inside. And even though they try to move forward, what they do is they internalize that. They're sitting there doubting themselves, judging themselves on, damn, what did I do? You know what I'm saying? I did everything for such and such, and she played me like that, man. And they kind of hold like a resentment. So when they do decide to move on, they never really, they were never taught to heal. You know what I'm saying? And really, to be honest, none of us have really been taught to heal. But these young men, you know, they was always told to be tough. Don't cry. Shut up. You're a man. It's going to be okay. You're supposed to be like this. So when they experience these traumatic experiences, one, they keep them to themselves because they was always told to shut up and be strong. Or two, they don't want to look weak. So they internalize this, they hold it in, and they move on to the next relationship. And that resentment from what the last female did to them, they're expecting her to do that. And they can be the most loving woman ever, but what they do is they're waiting. Everything you do and say, they're wondering if you're being fake. You know, they're suspicious. And y'all will be having a good little relationship with them, but they're suspicious because of what they did when they gave their love, you know, when they opened themselves up. And it's already harder for men to open up. When men love, they love hard. And if they get their heart broke, it's terrible. And I'm a woman, and I notice things. I have a lot of guy friends. I have a lot of brothers, you know what I'm saying, male cousins. But I'm a cool woman, and I talk to my guy friends. You know, I try to sit down and get to know them. They call me, and they'll sit down and, you know, vent to me, you know, like I'm one of the guys, but they're getting a woman's perspective because I'm honest. I don't judge, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I learned about a lot of these guys being sexually assaulted. I spoke with a young man on Instagram. He watched my videos, and he told me how at the age of 10, you know, he was sexually assaulted by an aunt. And this woman had him performing oral sex on him at the age of like 9 and 10. Can you imagine that? And he said it. He said, man, I was so, this man admitted to me, he don't even know how many women he had sex with at this point, and he's like 30. He's better now because he started to realize what he was doing wasn't healthy and okay. But he, you know, wasn't comfortable and happy with what he was doing. And when he told me his story, I cried, y'all. And he watched my video and he saw mine. And we sat on Instagram messaging for like 10 hours, y'all, just telling stories. And he told me, thank you. And thank you for mentioning young men because nobody never do. And how he felt, you know, he didn't have self-worth either. And believe it or not, like I told you, I didn't have no self-worth. I just dated whoever the hell I wanted. Did what I want. When I ain't want them, I ain't want them. You know, it ain't, self-worth isn't just about being like trifling. Your self-worth is the way you carry yourself, the people you date, how you move on, the way you know, love on yourself, the way you treat other people. Self-worth is a list of things, even though it starts with self, but it's the way you do a lot of things involving your life. And, you know, it was deep for me to hear a young man tell me how he carried himself, and the reason he did it was because he just felt like that. He felt like all women was hoes because of what this woman did to him. But he did tell me that he loves sex and he loves performing oral sex. He thought he was the best at it because he was forced to do it so early. And that hurt my feelings because, you know, things like that is something we should be able to experience when we're ready on our own. We shouldn't be forced to do these acts. And with our young men, I noticed a lot of women, females, they sit around and they judge these men, and they're like, oh, he a dog and this and that. You know, maybe if you get to know these people and you take your time and you try to learn this person, you know, don't rush into it, because they're, you know, most of the time they're going to come in overly sexual. But you have to let them know, hey, calm down, slow down, you know, get to know them and try, you know, people, when they're comfortable with you, some of them will open up, but don't just judge these men and throw them away and call them, you know, hoes and dogs, and because everybody deserves to be loved. Even if you choose not to deal with these men on that level, be there, you know, I'll be your friend and get to know them. And over time, you'll learn these things, and you can kind of go in and help them with some of their habits, some of their, you know, deceptive ways, because a lot of the times, even with myself included, I had some deceptive ways of how I was thinking because of what I went through, how I was choosing men in relationships. So again, just wanted to kind of touch on that. But a lot of these young men are confusing their sexuality because they were sodomized, and they're not gay or, you know, homosexual, which I have nothing against nobody with that. I have lots of friends like that, but they're confused because they find women attractive, but because of what happened to them, you know, what a male did to them. And two guys I know, it happened with a male family member, and one literally has to see this man every other function, and he literally told me he hates it. He hates it. This man is in his 40s, by the way, and it's the uncle or whoever, he's in his like 60s, and the mom and this man is like really tight. And it hurts my feelings when you hear these things, because, you know, he was comfortable to tell me he was sodomized very early on, and he's not feminine. He's a masculine man, but he has little feminine traits, you know. And he told me, you know, some days I be wondering, like, do I want men? He told me he's never been attracted to men, but sometimes he think because that happened to him, that's what he has to do. And, you know, like I told him, babe, you got to pray. You got to get in touch with the Most High, you know, speak to your guides and, you know, just have them deliver you from that. Because a lot of times when that happens to us, those are attachments, myself included. That is trauma bonding. That is strongholds, and it will hold you for the rest of your life. It would affect every relationship, even the way you raise your kids. That is a stronghold, and it's a generational thing too that can be passed down. Even if your kid wasn't sexually assaulted, that energy you carry can have your kid hypersexual. It's just a lot of stuff that we got to learn how to heal from, and we were never taught to do that, y'all. So a lot of us are in our 30s, 40s, and we raising kids, and we watching our kids, and we wondering why they're living the way they're living, because we got these strongholds that's on our family that's been passed down. You've been molested, so you're overly protective of your daughters and your sons. And, you know, it's funny, like, my son's 17, he's 6'1", and I be asking this boy, when he comes nobody and touch on you, huh? He be like, girl, you think I'm gonna let, but it's just weird, you know, and we gotta be like that, y'all. And another thing, stop forcing your kids to go by people's house. If you're trying to go clubbing and your child don't want to go by Uncle and Ray Ray and Auntie Susu in them house for the weekend because you want to go out or go on a date, cancel that damn date. Or tell whoever you want on a date with, look, we're going to have to eat some ravioli at my house and my daughter this week because my daughter not comfortable going. A lot of time when kids aren't comfortable or they have an attitude or they start acting out, something's wrong. Don't whoop your child ass. Sit down and ask your child what's going on and make them comfortable to tell you, because a lot of times when this happens, the person who does this to these kids threatens the child that nobody's gonna believe you. Happened to me. Or if you tell, I'm gonna kill you and your mama, so they scared, because you know kids don't know that you ain't no bitch. They think if somebody say they're gonna kill y'all, they gonna kill y'all. They don't know that mama got guns and she gonna kill everybody, you know, so they're scared. So talk to your kids. Make your kids comfortable with coming to you and tell them everything. Ask your kids every day when they're at school, daycare, friends, family, everybody. Did somebody touch you? Don't think because it's your family that nothing's going to happen to your kids. Because believe it or not, it's always somebody. It's the people closest to you. Period. Point blank. But anyway, you know, I just want to say that because a lot of us, it happens to us a lot of time because of the carelessness of the adults in charge, or the, you know, just the trust in everybody. We live in a very demonic world, baby, very. And it's just crazy. So protect your kids, protect yourself. But, you know, I love men. I love all our black men. I love all men, period. But we have to be a little bit more open to them. The same way you will want somebody to come to you and, you know, be there for you and love on you and, you know, kind of uplift you after that happens to you. Think about all these young men or men running around here that's been, you know, raped or sexually assaulted, that's carrying that on them, and they haven't told nobody because they don't want to be judged. Again, my platform is open. I leave my email, my social media. If y'all want to talk just to get it off your chest, I don't tell people business or nothing like that. I never mention nobody, and I don't do that. I'm speaking on experiences I went through and people that I know. But so I've had people reach out to me since I've been making these videos, and I haven't mentioned a thing. But as far as this topic, I've had more guys reach out than women, to be honest with you. And they told me they never told nobody this, or they told their homeboy, you know, in high school, and he laughed at them and called them a fag and this and that. That's the problem. We got to start raising our kids to be a little bit more open. Stop judging people. Stop talking down on people for having less than, or if you feel like somebody's feminine, even if they are, people choose how they want to live. What you don't do is, you know, tell your kids that's not okay. So be open and, you know, even if that ain't your friend, if you see somebody down, you know, I always say you can just smile at somebody. You'll make their day, because nobody never do that. Just learn to be more open and honest and caring with each other. Learn to listen to each other. And even if you don't know what to say, you know, just tell them, I'm sorry that happened to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm here if you want to talk. Sometimes people just want to vent and just want somebody to listen. So shut up, listen, and just take that. Just give them a hug. You'd be surprised how that helps people. Like, you'd be really so surprised. So with the men, there are people that will listen to you, that know what you've been through, that do not judge you, that doesn't make you Nothing wrong with you. You didn't choose that. Just like with my situation, that was not your fault. If somebody made you do something that you didn't want to do as a child, that was not your fault. Even as a young man, if you were doing things with older people or they made you do it to some extent, but you thought you liked it, it still wasn't your fault. So don't ever let nothing somebody do to you make you feel like you asked for that because you didn't. And don't let nobody scare you or make you feel like it happened because you wanted it to happen or because you were a bad person. We just live in a very messed up place. The earth is ghetto. I say it all the time. It's ghetto. And these demons are running wild. You know, it's spiritual warfare. So the devil, you know, his job is to steal, kill, and, you know, take as many souls as he can. And a lot of times, people like myself and y'all who had these things happen, for a long time, we live in a very dark space. I'm a grown woman, 38 years around the sun, and I tell people all the time, man, I can't talk about nobody because I done did some shit that I wouldn't even, I'm not proud of, you know. I done lived the life of an average dude, believe it or not, but I'm comfortable in my skin. I am who I am, and I stand on that because a lot of the things that happened to me was because of things that happened, you know, prior in my youth that I didn't heal from or didn't get help from. So me acting out made me just be a cold-hearted, vicious, say, man, I wasn't no good. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't care about nothing or nobody. I done sold drugs, been in jail. I was a player. I didn't care. But it wasn't that I didn't want it. I did care, but on the outside I didn't care. But inward I cared, y'all. I was a broken, damaged little girl. Like I told you, I'm still healing. 4-year-old Quell. 4-year-old me cried last night, y'all. Like, y'all don't understand, y'all. It takes time. And the longer you harbor that and you hold that in, it's going to affect your life. You won't have healthy relationships. You won't have healthy friendships because really you don't even trust people. You sitting around and you just waiting for people to do something wrong. So you acting in that energy yourself. You are what you attract. So long as you carrying that hurt and that damage and that guilt on you, you're going to attract people who have some similar wounds. It could just be people that are just narcissistic. Broken people can't, you know, attract narcissists. And I've attracted quite a few. So I say that to say, love on yourself and love on yourself enough to know that what happened to you wasn't your fault, fellas. You don't have to be strong. It's okay for you to cry. It's okay for you to love. There are people who will genuinely love you for you despite what you've been through. Don't let nobody make you feel like you unlovable. I don't care if you've been in jail 38 times. You ain't got no car. You're on the bus. You got 2 pair of jeans. Man, I hear people, we down each other for so much and we don't even know why some people in that mind state. So this is just for the fellas that done been through, you know, being sexually assaulted. Abuse is any type of abuse. You don't have to be strong. It's okay to cry. You are loved. I love you. I'm your friend, your sister, however you want to look at it. Y'all can reach out to me. Y'all can talk to me. But don't never let what you've been through. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you had everything and you fell off. Sometimes God takes things from us to sit us down so we can reflect on why, you know, this is happening, so we can change. And then once you accept that and you change yourself, the Lord gonna lift you and put you right back on top. And all the people who laughed at you while you was down, and sometimes you knocked down just to expose some of the people you think are for you. You be having all these people around you while you up, and then as soon as you fall off, you start noticing how people act with you. Oh, you going through something, but you can't even go talk to your mama, your sister, your brother, your partners. This my partner. We've been friends since we was young. Y'all 40 years old, but you can't even go tell him what you're going through because he gonna judge you. That's not your partner. It's not your partner. Like, that's just that's a convenient friend. That's what I call them. They come and they go, but sometimes we don't realize that. So again, don't let nothing you went through or all you going through make you feel like you gotta walk in a certain space. Let that negative energy go. Let that hurt go. Let that pain go and start to heal yourself. Whatever happened to you wasn't your fault, okay? It's okay for you to be, you know, ain't nothing wrong with sex, but when you hypersexual and overly sexual, it's for a reason. And you need to heal that because that is unhealthy. And that also creates unnecessary, unhealthy attachments. You know, sex is a sacred energy exchange. When you out here having sex with this person, and this person, and this person, those are attachments. Believe it or not, you carry that energy with you. And you picking up on this person's energy. And it takes time. I'm celibate right now, and it takes time to release those energies from them people. So just be careful with who you're giving your energy to and whose energy you're picking up. So y'all can't be having one night stands with this person and that person and then wondering why the energy this way and then y'all beefed out. Because it's not good. That is something sacred. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing that, it's supposed to be sacred, and I had to learn that. So just love yourself and your organs, your sexual organs better, y'all. Like, stop doing that. but it's not your fault, and you don't have to be strong. You don't have to hold that in. You don't have to be tough. You don't have to pretend like you ain't never been through nothing, because we all done been through something. Half the people running around here talking, saying this and that about you, me, or whoever, baby, the skeletons in their closet. If that closet ever blow open, it ain't gonna be nothing nice. But those, matter of fact, anybody that's overly judging you, just know they got a lot of secrets and skeletons, and you triggering something in them when you speaking. Because I done had a lot of people make slick comments, and I was like, so what you went through? You mad? Like, I laughed. Nobody can't tell nobody nothing about me, because I, Shanquallscott, speaks my truth to whoever, and I don't care. I'm not ashamed of nothing I did. I used to be. But I'm speaking out, and I'm speaking all my truth, because I've had somebody thought they was exposing me, making little comments. Babe, you can't expose me when I tell the damn truth. I don't lie to nobody. What's wrong with you? You can't expose what somebody's already putting out there, baby. You can't. I'm an open book, and I always have been, and I live free. I have peace at the end of the day, and my happiness is what matters to me. Nobody can make me live my life a certain way. So once you release that, and you live for you, and you start worried about what people gonna say, and matter of fact, remove yourself from the people. If you got somebody around you that you can't go and sit down and talk to about something that hurt you or that was traumatic to you in your life, they don't need to be around you. You need to align yourself with more like-minded people, or find somebody, even if you're not there yet. And at some point in life, baby, y'all gotta learn to elevate. Go and find some people, you know, that's a little more spiritual, that are open. And I ain't talking about these Christians and these overly, you know, what's the word, hypocritical people that want to act like they so godly but judge you at the same time. Not them, because I see a few of them and they get on my nerves. You don't want those. You want the spiritual ones that's going to listen to you, not judge you, and love on you and help you and walk with you to guide you to God, and, you know, the universe, and, you know, your ancestors and whoever you talk to and you believe in, that'll help, you know, bring you to a peaceful, calmful place, because that's where we need to be. We all got to get in alignment. We not living in 1990. It ain't 2000. It's going to be 2022 soon. We have to get in alignment for the 5D, y'all. Like, it's a shift taking place, and there's a lot going on, and all this toxicity and negative energy in the next few months, things finna get so bad, y'all. Y'all gotta get y'all energy right. Y'all gotta let go of people that ain't got your highest good in them. Like, it's all about yourself. Love on yourself and realign yourself with people that love you, that you can get that hurt out, because the guys I've been talking to been having me crying my heart out, y'all, because I thought I had it bad. Just imagine a young boy having a male rape them and they can't even go tell nobody. Imagine one telling somebody and they tell him he's lying, and he goes to juvenile for fighting the person who was doing this to him. No test wasn't ran or nothing. So imagine how that feels to a young man. And then he gets out of juvenile as a teenager, and he's on the streets, and now he's looked at as this aggressive, overly hypersexual bully, and he's not. He's hurt. And nobody, not one person's pulled him to the side. What's going on, bro? Or try to be there for him. Everybody want to judge him. Or he went to juvenile for fighting the grown up when he was 11. Why would he do that? Y'all ain't never thought about what makes people react the way they act? Again, stop judging people and pull these youngins to the side and try to figure out what's going on. That's all they really need. But we so messed up as a world, man, that we're ready to just sit down and talk, just to have something to blog about, or something to talk about on the phone or the group chat or Facebook or whatever y'all be on. So it's just sad that we gotta do better. But fellas, it's okay. Things happen to y'all just like they happen to us. If you're hurting, reach out to me. My email and my social media is there. I don't sleep. We could talk all night, text, whatever, however y'all want to do it. I'm open to just being there for you to release that. I'm not a therapist, but I've been through things and I've learned. I've had a therapist before. So, I mean, you know, it's just time that we come together and we love on each other. Anybody that's judging you, let them go. But you don't have to be strong. You don't have to be tough. It's okay for you to be, you know, vulnerable. We all have feminine and masculine energy, and sometimes, believe it or not, when y'all let y'all feminine side out and you cry or you vent, you'll realize how it makes you feel much better and how much more youthful and free you feel afterwards. So I just want to kind of make a little quick PSA about that, because, you know, it ain't just us young ladies getting sexually assaulted and raped and abused. Our young men go through far more traumatic things than we do. And they need us, especially women. Stop judging your cousins and your homeboys and the guys in the neighborhood that you see like that. Go and try to be there for them. Stop judging. That's all I can say is stop judging, y'all. Like, we just got to learn to love on each other more. And we need our men. We need our men. We need our young boys to grow up to be good men, but they can't be that if they got sorry females around them teaching them these toxic ways or letting these things happen, or if they don't have good male role models around them. So even for the men watching, y'all start taking hold of these young men that y'all see trouble and stop judging, talking about, oh, these young boys. Try to get to know them first. You know, like I said, we can't save everybody, but you never know who you can save until you try. If you try and they reject and reject, just tell them, you know, I love you, brother. Whenever you're ready to change your life, I'm here for you instead of wait. But there are some that are waiting for us to reach out, waiting for a male to reach out because the male that did something harmful to him, or the woman that was around him was harmful to him. Y'all don't know how this affects people. Y'all don't. So stop. That's all I'm saying. I'm not making this long. It's my daughter's birthday. So we finna have a little party for her today. So I just wanted to stop in and say that because it's been on my heart, especially just talking to these guys. So fellas, I love y'all. It's okay to let your guard down, to be loved, to give love, and embody love, and everything will be okay. You don't have to be tough. If you ain't comfortable talking to your family or your friends, again, all my information is in the description box. Y'all can reach out to me. I just wanted to give y'all that. I love y'all from a genuine space. Bless y'all and have a good weekend, y'all. Bye.